In this particular video, I'll be answering three most common questions asked by beginners in stock market. So these questions are: number one, how to become a successful trader in stock market; number two, how to get started in stock market trading; and number three, how to become a full-time trader. So I've given a compilation of 10 books that you need to read just to get started, and I've explained the importance of each book in the video. So let's get started.
In this channel, we talk about trading, investing, and market analysis to help you become a better investor and trader. So if you are new here, consider subscribing.
So in this particular video, what I've done is I have focused on three main components that are required to become successful trader in stock market. Number one is technical knowledge, that is technique. Number two is money management. And number three is learning trading psychology. So I have divided this entire video into three segments. There are some books which will focus just on technique. There'll be some books that are focusing just on money management. And in the end, I have books that will focus on psychology. So in case you're a new trader in the market, or let's say you still haven't made it to the highest level, this is actually a good place to begin with. I will divide this video into many parts because there are much advanced books as well, and I'll cover those books in separate video. So the kind of books that I've selected, they're very easy to read, and whatever technique you learn, it's very easy to implement. And this is precisely going to add tremendous value to your learning curve. So the first book that I have shortlisted is Technical Analysis of Financial Markets by John Murphy. Now, in my opinion, this is Bible of technical analysis. You should definitely be reading this book because this book alone will increase your knowledge leaps and bounds. And the best part about this book is that it starts with basic introduction of technical analysis and then moves towards various form of charts. Then it mentions about trend, that is trend trading, and various patterns in the market. It also covers topics such as candlesticks, point and figure, Elliott waves. There's also a section on market profile, and then it moves to covering various indicators and even market breadth chart in detail. Now, breadth chart is something that I share on a regular basis, so you will kind of relate that where the concept of breadth chart I have picked up from when you start reading this book. There is also a special section dedicated to intermarket analysis and relative strength. Again, I've done a complete series on relative strength. It's a must watch video because relative strength is one topic which is not covered widely as such. And intermarket analysis again is a wonderful topic because it shows you the linkage between equities, bonds, currencies, and other asset classes. And by the time you will come to the end of this book will also cover money management and risk in detail. And do read the chapters on moving averages, trend lines, and time cycles. So the next book that I've selected is How to Trade in Stocks by Jesse Livermore. So the commentary in this book is given by Richard Smitten. Now this is a wonderful book about the life of Jesse Livermore and his stock market trading career. This book basically teaches you his thought process, the mistakes that he has committed, and how you should avoid those. It's actually a blend of technical knowledge, money management, and trading psychology. You cannot categorize this book as purely technical book, but it introduces you to some wonderful concepts of following leaders, that is momentum, the concept of sister stocks, which I have discussed many times. Again, I've picked up this concept from this very book, and it teaches you a lot of things about money management, being humble in market, about importance of listening to the market and not forcing your will on it. And it also emphasizes a very important point that markets have not changed that much, let's say from 1940s or 60s or 80s or 90s. The kind of market that we are living into right now, yes, news is discounted pretty fast, but other than that, human psychology remains the same. And this is something you will realize when you read this book, because a lot of the events that have been discussed in this book happen even in this era. So again, it's a wonderful book, one of my all-time favorite books, and I've read it many times. So do give it a read. The next book is again by John Murphy. Now, this book is called The Visual Investor, that is how to spot market trends. Now, this is more or less a investment sort of book, but all the principles that are discussed here apply to trading as well. And the beginning of this book is really nice because it focuses more on technical analysis in current times. That is, some sort of changes have happened in the market, and this book covers most of the aspects. There's also a wonderful chapter on moving averages and MACD indicator. Do read this. This book also discusses a lot about relative strength and sector rotation. This was actually not covered in great detail in John Murphy's first book that we covered. But in this particular book, he has covered this along with a section on mutual fund and ETFs. One more thing that I really liked in this book was of asset allocation. This topic is also covered in great detail, and examples are given out of 2002 and 2007 periods. So overall, this is again a very good book, and it gets you to think about long term and the importance of trading in the direction of trend and how you can profit from the same. So the next book that I've shortlisted is Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. Now this book basically covers all the patterns that you can find. It's purely for those traders who like to trade only with price. The good thing that I like about this particular book is that uh, Thomas Bulkowski has explained most of the psychology behind the setups that he has explained. This is a huge bonus, along with the fact that he has back tested and shared the statistics of all the patterns that he has discussed. Now, why this becomes a huge bonus for you is because you can directly come to know which patterns are actually high probability patterns, or which patterns are the ones which fail the most. And therefore, once you see in real time a high probability pattern playing out, you can pay more attention to that instead of a pattern which has more failure rate. So again, this is a really nice book for those who purely want to trade on price. And this may not be categorized as a traditional technical analysis book, but it does a wonderful job in explaining you all the trading patterns and the psychology behind it. So do give this book a read. Again, it's a very, very good book. So the next book that I've chosen is Japanese Candlestick Charting. Now this is a brilliant book on candlestick trading. Do read this book because it directly takes you to the psychology part of the chart. This is a point that I've emphasized many times, that instead of focusing on candlestick chart or bar chart or line chart, see what is happening on the chart in terms of psychology. So this particular book will get you thinking in this particular direction. This book's pace is actually really easy to read. It starts with the history of this technique and quickly moves into identifying various reversal and continuation patterns, and how this overall candlestick charting gels with other fields of technical analysis like moving averages, trend lines, and so on and so forth. So do read this book. Again, a brilliant book. There's subsequent two books that have been written by Steve Nissen on the same subject. You can refer those as well, but this remains my favorite book on this subject. The next book that I've shortlisted covers the subject of relative strength in detail. Now, there are a lot of softwares out there which give you stocks that are outperformers or underperformers in terms of relative strength. But let me tell you one thing, I'm not against any software, but there is no software or automation that can replace human skill, which is why I again go back and refer to this book. I've read this book so many times that I can't even remember. It remains my all time favorite book. The name of the book is Secret for Profiting in Bull and Bear Market, and it's a 30-year-old book, but you'll be surprised to see the concepts discussed in this book still hold true in this era. So do read this book. This book entirely focuses on identifying outperforming stocks and underperforming stocks and how to benefit from the same. Next book in line is Complete Turtle Trader. Now, Turtle trading system was one of the most famous trading systems. You might have heard a lot of stories about this. It's a wonderful book that gives you an account of what happened back then, where a group of traders was selected, or rather, individuals were selected and they were made into full time traders. So, this book is more focuses more on psychological aspects of trading. Do take notes of this because you learn so many things from this book, a journey of a trader, what mistakes they make. I mean, it's a beautiful book. Do give it a read. There's also another book by Michael Covell on trend trading. Once you finish with this, you can start that as well, but it remains optional. Next book that I select is Trade Your Way to Financial Freedom. This is by Van Tharp. Now, this is all about money management, and this book will actually teach you how not to go bankrupt. Again, it teaches you how to position size, how to define your risk, how to assess your system. In case you're a systems trader, this book is the book for you in terms of risk management. Even if you're not a systems trader, you're going to learn so much about risk management that in the end, your whole approach towards trading and risk analysis would change forever. So, do give this book a read as well. It's a wonderful book and a must read book for traders who are looking to manage their money well. The next book in line is Trading in the Zone by Michael Douglas. Now, if John Murphy's book was the Bible of stock market technical analysis, this book is the Bible of stock market psychology. It's one of the most comprehensive books that is written on this subject, and you will be amazed to read this book because it explains the human mind. It explains how you should be disciplined and why you should be disciplined. It also explains the importance of trading your own belief, your own set of rules, how you need to focus in being in the now and not overthink about anything else. The overall focus of this book is to help you think like a professional trader, how to ignore things that don't matter, and it shares this state of mind that you need to get into in terms to become, a really successful trader. It really focuses on the right mindset and the attitude of successful traders and how you can attain the same. So this again remains a very, very, very good book, rather the best book on this subject. It is the Bible of stock market psychology. So do not forget to read this. Take a lot of notes because as and when you start developing or owning your skills further, this book would have played a huge role in terms of how you think about yourself and how you think about your relationship with market. The last book that I've recommended is Market Wizards by Jack Schwager. Now, this book is a compilation of interview of legendary traders in stock market. It's a beautiful book. The reason I say so is because you get all those insights from these great minds who have succeeded stock market trading for decades. This book actually interviews a host of traders. Some are futures traders, some are just stock traders, some are intraday traders, some are mix of derivative and stock traders. So again, it's a beautiful book. I have mentioned 6 or 5 interviews that you must read. One is by Ed Seykota, Paul Tudor Jones, Richard Dennis, Marty Schwartz, and William O'Neill. Do not miss these 5 interviews that have been compiled in this book. It is one of the finest books that has been written in this particular field. And again, you'll be amazed to see how these traders think and how you need to replicate their sort of thinking to attain similar success. So now I'll just take a minute or two to tell you how to proceed from here. If possible, please read the books in the order I have suggested because I've carefully decided the order in terms of ease of readability and application. The one thing that I always emphasize upon is do take a lot of notes because these notes will form the building block of your trading career as you move forward. Take your time in reading these books. Please don't rush. Usually we have a tendency to finish a book in a day or two, or let's say we want to move to another book and we simply want to read this book really fast. Don't do that. I think the real benefit from this trading list or book list that I've compiled is if you go really slowly and absorb all the concepts really well and take notes of it. So by the time you finish these books, you will get a idea of technical knowledge. That is, you will get to know what sort of knowledge you require moving ahead. You'll also get to know the main factors that actually influence success in stock market trading. You learn a lot about how to assess risk and how to manage your own money, that is within the risk parameters that you set. And most importantly, you would have learned how to have a winner's mindset and how to proceed from here in order to get that particular mindset. One request that I'll make is that don't look for trading techniques or systems in all these books. Instead, again, focus on all the psychological learnings that you can get from these books. Take notes and keep revisiting those notes again and again. So that's all for this particular part. I'll be coming up with another part pretty soon, which will discuss more about some advanced books, advanced techniques. Even I'll get into some software, selection of brokers, those kind of things. So in case you have any doubt, just leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. Be safe.
Click on the subscribe button and bell icon to get instantly notified when a new video is uploaded. Thank you for subscribing.